welcome to episode 2 of the Undisputed podcast. You're joined by me, Jason van Skalkwyk, your host, and my co-host, Julio Garcia. Julio?
Apparently, yeah, MMA professional, apparently.
Professional fighter.
Shout out to the production guy. Professional fighter. I've only ever had one fight, bro, and I got knocked out. It was the celebrity boxing challenge, so no.
Did you get knocked out by one of Nick Duran's fighters?
I didn't actually get knocked out. I just got knocked unconscious, I guess, a little bit. I was still on my feet, put it that way.
Okay, yeah. Just standing out.
Yeah, so not a professional MMA fighter. Good to be back, bud.
So this weekend, not too much happening in the world of MMA in the cage, but a shit ton happening outside the world of MMA in the cage. But let's start with the Bellator one that actually happened. They had 2 events this weekend, day after each other, which was quite unusual. Normally they do that if it's in different countries. This one, both of them were in America, all around the heavyweight Grand Prix that they've been doing. But there's 1 or 2 things I wanted to show you and kind of get your opinion on. So one of the fighters that actually didn't make it into the heavyweight Grand Prix was Congo, and he was quite pissed off about it, to be blunt, because he thinks he's still in shape and young and all the other guys are old and over the hill. So they gave him a fight against Tim Johnson, and as you'll see, Congo was very upset about it and decided to just absolutely manhandle his opponent and finish it very quickly in the first round.
He's showing everybody in the heavyweight.
Yeah, he was very upset that he wasn't included in the Grand Prix, and he definitely, it's the second fight in a row he's finished in a matter of seconds in the first.
So this white guy looks like he was having a couple of beers before the fight, eh? Jeez.
And then, obviously, what everyone knows is the actual heavyweight Grand Prix happened, and this was the fight between Chael Sonnen and Fedor Emelianenko.
Yeah.
And you can see Chael Sonnen was doing pretty well in the fight, but overcommitted on one, and then just got absolutely smoked.
He goes after Chael, but man,
yeah, to be honest, I didn't even know that Chael was fighting. I mean, he does that podcast now, doesn't he, with Errol Alvani? But yeah, I mean, Fedor's just a scary animal. Has he ever even lost a fight?
He has, and there you can see the mistake popped over, and Fedor just smoked him.
with a lot of shots.
So for those that think that the old guys don't have much left, Fedor is definitely showing you that he does.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool.
So that was the one event that happened for Bellator this weekend. The other one was Bellator 207, and this is something I want to show you, Julia, and get your first reaction on it.
Alrighty.
So I'm a very big fan of knees. A lot of guys don't use them, and here it is.
Oh,
look at that knee.
Is he dead?
I think he is.
Fuck me.
So overcommitted on the punch and just absolutely ate a knee. That's pretty good friggin' timing as well by the man who landed it.
Jeez, that's hectic. How's the other guy? Is he
alive? He's alive. I don't know for how long, but he definitely is alive for now.
That's bad.
And then the other part of the heavyweight Grand Prix, and this is who Fedor is fighting. So I picked Ryan Bader as my winner for the Grand Prix because I think he is the only one who's still in shape and actually looks like an MMA fighter. And he fought Matt Mitrione, who just spent the whole fight in his back and just got smoked by Ryan Bader.
Jeez.
Yeah, he got his butt kicked.
Yeah, no, done.
Every time he tried to get up, Ryan Bader just pulled him down and just smoked him again. He didn't tap to a very nasty Kimura. But again, just spent the rest of the fight on his back. So the final is Fedor and Ryan. And you can see Ryan Bader's a big guy. I mean, he still looks athletic. He still looks ripped and mean. Who's going to win in the final? I don't know what your opinion is on that.
Sure. Fedor. Got to go with Fedor. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, this is my little bit that I saw.
Yeah, so this is something you wanted to talk about today.
So Deontay Wilder, for those of you that don't know who he is, he's one of the many heavyweight champions of the world right now. Obviously, winning that fight with Anthony Joshua. He's fighting Tyson Fury. I think it's on the 1st of December.
Yeah, the winner of that apparently is fighting Anthony Joshua.
So we'll see. So he was on a guest on a show. Was it on ESPN?
It's a Mexican TV
show, and they put this this dude in front of him. And what is this, like some sort of mascot to see how hard Deontay Wilder can actually punch. So he goes ahead and hits him with a proper haymaker, knocks him out, and apparently he's broken the guy's jaw. And then Deontay said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't know there was a person in there." I mean, when is there not a person in a fucking mascot? Oaks, there's a person in there. But now you're saying you got other information that he didn't break his jaw. Take a look at this. Boom!
And he smoked him. He double-stepped into the punches.
Jeez, can you imagine that poor mascot? Oh, so broken jaw. So that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, you can see the host going up to him, and they actually try and help the guy up, and he just looks like he's been absolutely
And he's just standing there. What is he doing? Yeah. Well done, Deontay. You just smoked the mascot. What an idiot. Anyway, and then the other thing was, of course, 50 Cent. I used to be such a big fan of 50. Get Rich or Die Trying. He's become like a troll on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. He just seems to troll everybody, but he is now best buds, it looks like, with Khabib. Hey, look at this. I think it's wrong what the UFC is doing to Khabib. They didn't hesitate to do the same thing they didn't do the same thing to McGregor. I'll pay $2 million cash tonight if he will fight for me at Bellator. And then Khabib replied and said, send me location. He's pissed off with the UFC, it seems.
Yeah,
like, fuck the UFC,
so
I don't need
the
to
problem
fight for you
that's
guys.
happening with the UFC and him at the moment is this is his teammate, which is Zubaira. And for those that have seen the footage, obviously, of the melee, he's the guy in the red shirt that jumps over and cracks Conor McGregor
twice in the back of the head
after he hits Khabib's brother. So that's where the whole thing comes from.
Yeah.
The UFC have now said they're going to suspend him and fire him. He was supposed to fight Conor's teammate Artem Lobov.
Yeah, and that's
Artem's now come back and said, don't let him off. I still want to fight him.
Yeah.
So the whole thing's gone for an absolute ball of shit at the moment. So Khabib has said if they do fire him, they might as well fire Khabib as well because he's not going to fight again. As you said, 50 Cent came out and 50 Cent said, well, come fight at Bellator.
Yeah.
Scott Coker, who's the owner of Bellator, have gone, hold on. I first want to see him be released because I don't want to pick a fight with the UFC. So that's one owner not wanting to pick a fight with the UFC.
Is there a conclusion to this yet? I mean, is this
No, still not.
Still not, okay.
So on the other side, and talking about Brave, which is something I always like to do, the owner of Brave, which is Sheikh Khalid from Bahrain himself, the Prince of Bahrain, has come out and said, don't save him, let him be fired. He's always welcome to come fight at Brave. Yeah. So who knows? We might actually see him fighting at Brave.
Yeah, who knows? Just so people understand, I mean, we talk about Bellator versus the UFC. I mean, so how much bigger is the UFC than Bellator? Because if we look at it locally, and I don't want to step on any toes what I'm going to say, but like competition is good. You know what I mean? More fight organizations are good, I suppose, for the fighters. More options and stuff like that. Not this monopoly that certain companies are trying to have.
So putting it out there, so everyone always has known the UFC, and the UFC is the biggest, and the UFC is the biggest brand. Yes. What has actually happened now in probably the past couple of years is guys like Bellator and ONE FC have pushed into that space and kind of pushed the biggest one out the way. Guys are actually in some cases getting paid more fighting at Bellator and ONE Championship, or even at where Dricus fights in Poland, are actually getting paid more than they would get paid in the UFC. I mean, the Polish champion has turned down the UFC, who's been trying to get him for a while, because he says he gets $100,000 to show. I mean, he gets paid more there. ONE Championship do more numbers than the UFC. They do, I think, 1.8 billion homes a show. So the other fight federations are now really starting to push. Brave is another one. I mean, UFC, since 92, UFC have been to 21 countries. In 2 years, Brave have been to 13. So they're not, the biggest in the world anymore. They're not the one who's actually pushing out there bigger than anybody else. The other organizations are now really starting to push for it. And for those that don't know, I'm going to show you a very interesting photo that was actually published by Sheikh Khalid himself, which is this little photo here. So in 2015, he started KHK MMA. And he signed a few athletes to KHK MMA, and that's a year before he started Brave. And if you look at that picture, you'll see a little guy standing right over there by the name of Khabib Nurmagomedov. So he was actually part of KHK MMA back in the day. So you never know. Maybe he'll come fight at Brave too.
All right, so I think that's our lot for the week.
That's our lot for the week. So
download. Where we need to post this shit. Share it with your friends. We just talk shit about people beating each other up on this show once a week. It's fucking awesome.
And if there's anything you want us to talk about, if there's any video clips you want us to look at, or any news you want us to talk shit about,
dress Jason up as a mascot and have me punch him and hopefully break his jaw. Let us.
Or the other way around. I'm always happy to have a swing at Julio as well. But comment on the bottom. Tell us anything you'd like us to discuss, anything you want us to talk shit about. And the other thing that did come out this week as well, published in Business Day last week, the Brave event happening in December. We have Nkosi and Ndebele, the number one ranked amateur in Africa in 2 weight divisions, is going to be fighting at Brave in December.
I can't wait.
So it's going to be a big one.
I'm going to be cage-side commentating.
Well,
no, sorry, I wasn't supposed to say anything. Sorry, guys.
Well, there you have it, guys. Catch us next week on the Undisputed podcast. Thanks for joining us.
Sweet.